Welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. If you've been following the channel, you know I've been planning on taking the family on a cross-country trip across the USA in this RV. We live in upstate New York, just a few hours from the East Coast, and we plan on doing one big circle around the country, hitting the sites that the kids want to see, and then we'll come back. Subscribe if you want to see episode 5. I'm going to reveal the list of sites they want to see, and we'll begin the planning phase. Today, though, is episode 4, testing. Buying a used vehicle always has its risks. You have to worry about the engine, the transmission, the drivetrain. But in an RV, it's far worse. You have to worry about electrical, plumbing, the lighting, the appliances, air conditioning. There's a toilet work. You don't know, the water pump. You have to make sure that all of this stuff is working. Now in episode 2, I took care of some obvious mechanical things. Go back and watch that sometime if you have a minute. In episode 3, I took care of some issues that we had up on the roof, some areas that could be potential leaks, stuff like that. But now that all the basic stuff is taken care of, it's time to do a shakedown run and see if there's anything that we missed. The shakedown runs are really just test trips. We started really local. The first one was a rest area, maybe 20 minutes away, just did a single night. The next one was another rest area further away, maybe 40 minutes away. Did that one, we came back. During both of those, we ran the generator nonstop. We watched movies, played games, standard camping stuff. We took showers, we did laundry, everything that you could possibly do while we're on the road, we did it during those trips. I have to say, it did perfect. It passed those tests, so we upped the ante. I started taking it on weekend trips to a few ATV parks and some state campgrounds while hauling a trailer loaded with side-by-side or towing the wife's Jeep Commander, which we'll be doing on the actual trip. And eventually this led to a trip to Virginia Beach, which is about 9 hours from here, and another trip to a little ATV park called Mines and Meadows, about 5 hours from here. No weather, but we ran into weather, and traffic, so it was more like 7 hours. It was a long trip. That's down on the border of PA and Ohio. It did all of those trips great, passed every test. And I know that I'm saying that they're just shakedown runs, but in reality, they were trips. I mean, weekend, this is what you do with campers. So we're calling it test runs, maybe an excuse just to have more of them, but they were awesome trips. We really did have a great time with this RV, doing things that I probably wouldn't have normally been able to do because to take the side-by-sides 5 hours away with a camper, I'd have to bring 2 vehicles versus this one machine can do it all. It's pretty cool. Definitely an advantage to having the RV. These tests involved all kinds of driving. We did steep hills, we did hours of bumper-to-bumper traffic, we did city driving, highway driving, rural areas, narrow winding roads with or without potholes, dirt roads, intense heat, mentioned hot before, but some intense heat. Sun, clouds, and 3 monsoons. It's the only way to describe it. It was 3 monsoons. It was awful. We traveled with the water tank full, we traveled with the water tank empty. Generator on, off, pulling a trailer, pulling nothing at all, or pulling my wife's Jeep Commander, which we will be doing when we actually go cross country. I had the wife drive it for a little bit. I drove most of it. She's not a big fan of driving it because apparently it's big. It is what it is. She doesn't like to drive anyway, so I'll be driving most of it, but I do hope to take shifts with her because some of these runs are going to be kind of long getting across the country. In the end, we drove it for just over 2,800 miles, far more than I expected to drive it in the first year, let alone the first 4 months of owning the machine. That's a lot of miles, but I'm pleased to say that every single one of them was trouble-free miles. This thing passed every test with flying colors, with the exception of one leaky faucet, which that's fine, that's minimal, and I had to charge the AC when I first got it. You saw the other mechanical stuff, so outside of that, it tested perfect. I'm really loving this RV. The more and more we drive it, just the happier I am with it. It's just been an amazing machine. It allowed us to do things this year that we have not been able to do before and never really thought we'd be able to do, so that's been awesome. Especially the Mines and Meadows thing, that was really cool. And Majestic Trails was fun. We're really looking forward to planning because now I have certified it ready to go on a cross-country trip. So that'll be the next phase. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel. All you gotta do is click the little button right here. Part 5, that's gonna be coming out soon, and that is planning. I'm gonna get all the stuff we wanna see, and start putting it into a route. But thanks again so much for watching. I really appreciate all the viewers, all the subscribers, and we'll see you again right here on 3-Day Weekend.